And now we're officially recording, guys. So, well, let's officially get this started. So, welcome everyone to this exciting new AMA we're having here today. For the ones that don't know me, I'm Drybit. I'm the owner of Drybit's Crypto Lounge. Here it's a lounge where we interact about the best moving coins in the DeFi space. Whether it's Ethereum or BNB, as long as it's printing, it should be mentioned here. So today, like I said, guys, we're having an amazing and really exciting new project. It's not new, actually. It's a well-known project called Harry Potter Fan Token. They have been around in Binance Smart Chain with a huge success since they first did their pre-sale on Pink Sale, and now they came back for a second round shifting chains on Ethereum, and it has been amazing. Like I was saying, guys, before I started recording, their pre-sale was today, and they went almost insta-filled their hard cap of 10 Ethereum with a max contribution of 0.2. So I think that everything is going to be like really amazing in the upcoming days. We have Alex that is representing the Harry Potter Fan Token team. He's going to be here with us in this AMA where we are going to explore more about this token. We're going to talk about more about what is this token about, how's the team composed, and also its future plan for its future development. So right now, Alex, hey, I wanted you, if you could tell us a little bit more about, let's start talking first about the team of Harry Potter. How's the team made of? Who is in charge, and also the experience before, like they have any previous projects as besides from the BSC version of Harry Potter, and also how long have they been in crypto?
Of course, man. Of course. First of all, let me introduce myself by saying hello, everyone. Thanks a lot for having me here. It's my first time being hosted or representing a project in Drybit's community. However,
Hey.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't you participate in a Twitter space yesterday with Adam?
Yeah, of course, brother. We were on Sunday speaking too. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. I knew that I recognized the name, but I wasn't sure. So when Pedro, who's actually the CEO, I'm going to talk about Pedro a bit. He said, "Hey, listen, we have an AMA today with it was a short notice. I'm not going to lie, yeah." And he said we have an AMA with Drybit. I was like, okay, it's kind of late for me. It's usually I don't host past 9 p.m. Now it's 10, so I'm going to finish at 11. But when I heard Drybit, I said, hey, listen, at least for me, it's a new community, a new experience. Maybe I know the owner, so let's just give it a shot. Let's see how it goes. And so far, I'm going to say I'm impressed, man. I'm impressed by what I see, 110 people. And I'm looking at organic people because some of the names, I didn't scroll through each and every one of those, but I'm looking at some familiar faces, which is always good to see.
Yeah, brother. Trust me, it's late for you, but you won't regret. Here at my lounge, we started like not so long ago, and we've been growing like really great. And like I always say, I try to focus on organic. I want organic people joining here. I want people asking questions. I want people researching about projects. And I think that I found a really amazing community of investors. That's the most important thing, like for people being here that are actually investors that really care about projects and they want to learn more. So that's why mainly I started doing AMAs here, because I want to present real quality projects into my community. And we've been having like so much fun. I'm also been having like AMAs daily with different projects. So it's been like really fun, but also really informative. So that's a really great mix for AMAs.
Yeah, that's kind of the purpose, and I like that you actually showcase that when it comes to AMAs, and this is the whole purpose of this one. At least now, I'm gonna try and prepare each and every one of you guys for what's about to happen, showcasing, let's say, the various differences, but also I'm gonna try and not set incorrect expectations, but the vast development that Pedro has prepared. And now, probably you guys are wondering, who the hell is Pedro? Who's this guy talking about? Well, Pedro is the name of the CEO of the project. Now, him and I, it's our first direct collaboration. He's been known from the space, in the space by some very, very knowledgeable and reputable people. I'm going to say, because I had to do my due diligence, right? Each time owners come to me for representation, I need to understand, first of all, if what they say about the project and about themselves is real. So I have to go to people, right? Now, I'm not going to say that it matters a lot who vouches for that person, but it does play a key role, right? For known people to say, hey, listen, I've known Pedro for some time. He's a hardworking people. He's a grinder. He's a good person, and so on and so forth. So on top of what I felt when talking to him, I'm going to say this. Most of the, let's say, opinions were pretty much the same, but in a different manner with different words. Known around the space, not the first time, let's say, working on projects, but I would probably have to say that HP as a project is, I'm going to say, his baby. So he envisioned some things and widely put them together in a quite short time frame. Now that's a good idea if you ask me. And again, it's just my humble opinion. Don't take it in any biased way, because I'm representing. By looking at what he put together in a short period of time, in close to 3 weeks, maybe. That says a lot. We're gonna get to the BSC version as well, but for you guys to understand, the background, he is the CEO. He's enthusiastic. He is a very experienced, from my perspective, product owner, but also Web3, let's say, aficionado. So he has an ample mind, not looking at the token from a, let's pump it to 2 or 3x and see what it does, see how it goes. Expect from people to react. He put some work before even reaching this particular point, and things that I'm gonna showcase to you today, alongside his team of close to 10 members, but also having some different support. And we're gonna talk about that once we get to the tokenomics, so that you guys understand that, in my perspective, he is a outside of the box thinker. Now, I know you're probably thinking, been there, done that, but it's a new opportunity in my perspective. So, what you see is what you get, right? It's very transparent. Everything is put forward in a super clean manner. No complications. No, we're gonna see how it goes. 50%, let's say, of the puzzle has already been put together, and the remaining 50% is in progress as we speak. That's what I'm gonna say in the intro, of course.
That's amazing. That was a great introduction about who the CEO is. And there's one really important thing that you said over there, that once you start working with someone you don't know, or many of the people I hear that don't really know who the CEO is, it's great to know that when you ask for that person, you actually get like good feedback or good comments. Because right now in crypto, I think that it's really easy, of course, for everyone to know each other, So if you're actually doing bad things or you have a bad reputation, that's really easy to find. If you ask around and say, hey, what about this guy? No, this guy, he did this and that. So it's really easy to have a bad reputation nowadays. So actually, when you start, doing some research on a person, and they actually have like really clean reputation, is actually really important. So glad to know that the CEO is like that. And also what you said, that he's an out of the box thinker, that's also great. And that this project is his baby. So that's actually one of the things that I always say, that if a CEO or developer, takes this project as their baby, I think that's going to succeed, because you put everything to take care. I'm a father myself, so I can understand the analogy. So that's actually really, really great. But we also wanted to know a little bit more, like you said, about the team. We understand that Pedro is the CEO, but then you said that there's a big team behind this, right? About 10 members, I think you said, that you were behind the whole project. That's great. To be honest, having such a large team on what they are doing right now, it's amazing. So that was a great introduction by Alex about the CEO. We can all agree that he's a well-respected and reputable man. So actually, let's start talking a little bit more about the project itself. So Alex, we would like to know a little bit more about the current state of the project. I know that they already launched in BNBs, so we wanted to know what's the current status of the project now, and more what's about to come now that they have finished the Ethereum pre-sale, and what is going to happen in the next few days.
Of course. That kind of ties in with my plans. Usually when I represent projects, I tend to go through, some quick ideas and a presentation and be done with it, and expect community questions. With this one is a bit more different. So we're going to adopt a path of, let's say, connectivity. Now, one thing that I mentioned, I did mention about Pedro, and I hope people will learn about him as well on their own pace, of course. Once you get to interact with the token, you're going to understand in which direction does it aim to move. He is a fan of social networking. And I know for a fact, Drybit, that you operate in the same manner. First of all, because I've seen, let's say, the areas in which you operate. The lounge, of course, is partnered with, correct me if I'm wrong, with Karan.
With Karan, yeah.
people probably should know Karan by now because he's I'm probably going to have to say a pioneer of the social networking through his vast connections. This is what Pedro has been operating with as well. It's not about, because I've said this in other AMAs for other projects, you can have an unlimited cash flow, right? To kind of go in and out of the project. But if you don't know how to diversify that particular cash flow to gain traction, to obtain attention and awareness, it's kind of a failure. Now, the thing with Pedro, he actually came to me with some ideas. When I say ideas, he kind of said, hey, listen, we're doing this, we're doing that, and we know this, and we know that. And in my opinion, and you can imagine, I've hosted hundreds of projects, so I heard this back in so many other projects. I was skeptical, right? I was, okay, so you're planning on doing this. My first, and I swear to God, this was my first judgment call. He said the token on BSC has been live since the 4th of July. And I'm like, brother, without checking the chart, and this is going to tie into the answer of the question, I thought it was going to, or it was already failing on BSC, and they were moving to Ethereum to attract funds, doing a pre-sale, trying to raise hundreds of Ethereum, and eventually, going down the same BSC way. Little did I know, because I had to do my due diligence, right, to be prepared. I opened the chart on BSC, and what do I see? Yesterday, it was at, I believe it was 27, maybe, I don't know, 27x from launch.
27x, yeah.
Today, it actually broke the all-time high. And a couple of hours ago, we had an AMA, and it was sitting at 33x and still going. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The volume was 4K on a liquidity of, I don't even know how much the liquidity was, but I know the market cap was close to 90K. And I have to mention this, on a downscaling Bitcoin, which usually tends to take people out of investing and not into. Yeah. So that should give you guys a basic understanding of how things are operating with this particular cross-chain adoption, because this is what it is. So it's not a failure on BSC, as I initially thought. And in case Pedro's here, I'm going to say, I'm sorry, man, I didn't do the research basically at first. But once, it was a cool surprise to see that people have expectations, and actually, they said it with transparency. He said it from the first, I'm going to have a BSC token, I'm going to have an Ethereum token. Now, once I started to research the Ethereum token, I got even more surprised, but intrigued at the same time. BSC was there, 90K market cap today, as I've said, 33x, all-time high, all good. And then I was expecting on Ethereum to see a hard cap of, I don't know, 40, 50 Ethereum, something big, right, to attract funds.
Exactly.
And again, I'm going to use the same scenario. Little did I know that the pre-sale that filled almost instantly today, less than 3 minutes it took, it had 10 Ethereum as a hard cap, 0.2 max contribution, and a starting cap of 29K, which for Ethereum, because you have to consider Ethereum has a liquidity pool in ETH, and one ETH is not one BNB. One Ethereum is at the moment 1.9K, let's say. So obviously, when you see 28K as a starting market cap, you're thinking stealth launch, right? Stealth launches usually have that amount, 25, 30K. Yeah. This one is actually something that again surprised me. 56 people got in. It was a public pre-sale, so everybody had the opportunity. Initially, they thought about doing a whitelist, but I believe Pedro was again the one to say, you know what, let's give the people the chance to join, man. I mean, for 10 Ethereum, people are going to fight for it. And, he was correct. Yeah, things are there. So what's happening right now, what you guys should know in a short summary is token on BSC still going. I'm going to say still going strong. I don't have the chart in front of me, but I can open it if needed. Broke all-time high today, and they're preparing for the up-and-coming launch, which is tomorrow, right about when we end the AMA. So in 40 minutes from today, in 40 minutes from now, tomorrow, which means 8 p.m. UTC? Yeah, 8 p.m. UTC. So that's when the launch is going to be. And from there on, you know what's going to happen. He's going to start pushing. He's going to have some calls already prepared. Not to mention the up-and-coming centralized exchanges. There's a venture capital sort of group involved as well. And I'm going to talk about this when we come to marketing and tokenomics.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Alex, for clarifying that, because one of the first misconceptions that most people have when you see that a project is shifting from BSC from Ethereum is that, the first thing that comes to your mind is, okay, yeah, they did the project on BSC and they are now failing, or their chart has, it went to the
Right.
ground, and etc. etc. That's the first thing you think of, right? But yeah, I have the chart right in front of me, and I can assure you guys that if you enter there, you can see an 83K market cap right now. They broke their all-time high, 33x, and they still have 57 BNBs in their liquidity pool. So they are actually succeeding in BSC, and the Ethereum has come here, to repeat the same formula. So I actually like when I saw that they were doing the pre-sale, and I also saw the 10 Ethereum hard cap. That's when I said, hey, this is golden, to be honest, because they will start with a really low market cap. Of course, there were a lot of people that couldn't get in because, of course, timing. A public pre-sale, you need to be fast on doing that, and that also shows that the CEO is not trying here to farm. He truly wants the project to succeed, because like Alex said, with this succeed on BSC, he can easily go there and ping sell and say, hey, I'm going to do like not even 50. They can even aim for a little bit more, I can tell you, and I think that they can achieve that because of their prior success. But that's really important. And one of the things that, of course, Alex, you just started saying a little bit, but I wanted to ask you two more questions from my side, because here in my lounge, normally I am the one that like makes the first question, because since I am the owner, and also I usually invest a lot in the project that come here, so I am the actually that ask questions that I would like to know, and then of course we shift into the community. But I was also watching the white paper, and I can see that this is not just a meme token. Of course, I saw that they are planning on having utilities. For example, I saw that they were planning on having a DAO, but most important, what I saw was the plans of having a launch pad. Am I right with that?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, those are the up and coming plans.
That's amazing, because I see all this, and I think like, hey, this is not just a meme coin guy. And if you go into their white paper, you can see that they are actually planning, for the token to have voting power, to create a DAO, and then of course to release a launchpad. That basically, of course, I think that everyone knows what a launchpad is, because PinkSale is actually a launchpad. So that's actually really important. And having utilities, and while they're both tokens are performing well in the market, that can get like really, really fast adoption. So that's something that really important for me, when I'm trying to invest in a project, is doing the whole analysis, and that's great. But let's talk a little bit about the post-launch marketing. Alex, you started saying a little bit over there, but I think that one of the most important thing for pre-sale investors is always to know what is the team going to do once the token is listed, because once the token gets listed, that's real life. That's when reality hits in, and you need to start, doing your thing to keep prices up, to keep spreading the word, to keep the buying pressure going. So I think that everyone here, that if anyone got the chance to invest, of course they know, or they want to buy at launch, they would want to know what are the marketing strategies that the team is going to use for launch, and also for long term. We want to know how are they planning to keep on, the price healthy, as they of course did with BSC.
Of course. Let's say the longevity and sustainability plans. Now, personally, and again, this is just my humble opinion, when it comes to marketing, there's no right or wrong answer, as long as you apply it probably at the proper moment. And the reason why I say this is, if we look back, this is a meme token until the utility gets live, right? So until we have the DAO, until we have the launchpad, and until the collection of NFTs is revealed, we're going to focus on a meme token. Now, usually with utility, projects tend to fail a lot more when they have utility upfront rather than being a meme token. And I mean, people can correct me if I'm wrong. We're not looking at Cardano or Ripple, right?
Yeah, of
We're
course.
looking at let's compare the biggest meme tokens at the moment. Let's take our Shibas, our Doge tokens, our Flokis, and the biggest one of this year, the Pepe one. Except for Shiba, which of course took about 3 or 4 years, according to my knowledge, to actually build something. All of them are basically zero right now. Zero in terms of what can you do with it. Can you actually adopt Pepe as a currency? No. Can you stake it? Yeah, but who cares? I mean, I'm talking about a tangible ecosystem. It's not there. Will they build it? Maybe. But until then, look at what happened around Pepe. So that's the narrative that Pedro wanted to follow. Again, you need to have some sources of inspiration. I believe that as a product owner, you have to be accountable of a couple of things. The most important one would be, if you want to be at the top of your game, you don't compare yourself to Pepe, to Shiba, but you follow in their footsteps because it's good, because it's healthy. I mean, it's like me building a company. I need to have some business models. Who am I looking to? Of course, I'm going to aim for the big ones, right? The Amazon, the Google, the Apple, the whatever I'm building. But at the same time, some micromanaging in between is going to help. The point that I'm trying to make is this. Although it's a meme token, it has no direct correlation, as you guys can see, with the market. So Bitcoin went down. This particular token on BSC just reached a new all-time high. It's probably going to have the same course on Ethereum, and it's going to reach, through the marketing that I'm preparing to let's say, to showcase to you guys, new metrics. Now, metrics don't really reflect only the value of the token. The face value on some points is actually relevant, because you're still going to be traded. You need to be in the center of attention. How does one reach the center of attention, being a meme token and not having to focus on your utility? A couple of aspects. First of all, you prepare in between, right? So between BSC and Ethereum as a multi-chain adoption, you're preparing with, I don't know, I believe we're at 6 or 7 AMAs with various entities. So you're not looking for the cheapest one or the most expensive one. You're looking for exactly what I said in the beginning, the social networking portions. People that can open various doors for you, right? Drybit and his community, amongst other people in their communities, have a good social networking that can help this particular token reach certain people, certain stages, certain metrics. That metric is going to eventually evolve in a direct correlation with the price. More awareness equals the bigger the volume equals the bigger the price. As simple as that. But that's pretty much just the beginning, right? You have to focus on your index websites, your CMC, your CG. But they're not, according to my knowledge, they're not fast tracked. I don't really see a point in fast tracking unless you're focusing on the short term. If you want to have a super good pump, of course, fast track everything. On the opposite, Pedro said, you know what? CMC and CG is going to come. We have volume on BSC. We're going to have volume on Ethereum. That's not a problem. What I will focus on is getting us on centralized exchanges. Is it important? Well, that's where the trading actually happens, specifically when people research or know or understand the fact that you're actually on 2 chains, not 1. So you're kind of, I'm going to say, you're trying to establish yourself as a key player. You're not looking to be like, a Pepe 2.0 or a Pepe 3.0 or whatever, 6.0, wherever we are right now. You're trying to build something. Yeah, I saw it today, like Pepe 6.0, something like that.
It's getting crazy.
Yeah. So when it comes to marketing, one very important factor that they're going to focus on, amongst others, like, some contests, some biggest buy competitions, just to engage with the community, billboard advertisements, press releases, DEX tools trending. You guys know the drill. But one important campaign is going to happen on, and I'm not going to say Twitter anymore because it's X starting from tonight. Or I don't know if it's just the logo or or the name as well. Twitter has rebranded, whatever. I don't know what Elon's doing. But let's call it Twitter so I don't confuse the people. It's going to have a key role in the development and success of this particular project, because Twitter trending, according to my knowledge, according to Pedro and maybe others as well amongst the space, is the way to go. If once you get trending, I heard that you can pay some softwares to do it. Pedro's not looking to do that. He wants to reach there organically. Similar to Pepe. I believe even amongst you guys, a lot of people ended up buying Pepe because of Twitter trending. I was one of them. I saw it there.
Totally,
some friends of mine were talking. Yeah, because it works. Once you get on Twitter, to be frankly honest with you guys, it has way more impact on crypto, in my perspective, than any other platform. Forget TikTok, forget Facebook, forget Instagram, Snapchat, and others. I believe Twitter is the number one. Not comparing it to Telegram, by the way. Telegram is a whole different platform, but Twitter is where you need to be. Once you get there, let's say the whales, as people like to call them, start getting to you, right? You start getting approached. If I were to make a comparison, I'm gonna say, look at Bob. Bob starting getting partnership requests
Yeah.
from people well known. Okay, I know Bob has been developed by whatever known influencer, but still, money's money, brother. I mean, even if I were to want to collaborate with people, I would still expect payment, okay? Even if I'm well known or not. And
Yeah.
once you get to that level, well, people reach out to you and they're like, hey, listen, I'm actually a real Twitter influencer. Like I have this page and people know me and I want to work with you. You're changing the game. The ball's in your court. You're playing according to your rules, and that's kind of the marketing concept that he wants to apply, and also has in the team, I believe, 3 or maybe more than 3 social media experts to support with this, and to make sure that when it comes to the fan base, because we need to acknowledge Harry Potter HP as a franchise, massive, but probably. I'm not going to say the biggest one, but amongst the biggest ones ever.
Yeah, it
And
is.
you have a huge fan base outside of crypto. Now, one important aspect, and this is where I'm going to probably wrap it up with the marketing ideas, is to attract people outside of crypto, but with crypto. And I don't want to confuse you guys, but think about it this way. Let me give you my example, right? Back in 2020, I was still learning the business of crypto. I had no idea. I have never heard the term NFT. And through a competition on a soccer project, I'm going to call it soccer, football, whatever. I'm a huge Juventus Torino fan. And I won 2 NFTs. That's what they were called. I had no idea what to do with them. I researched, I found out the project. I bought into the project because I love the concept. I never sold them. I still hold their tokens. I'm staking them. They bridge to Ethereum. They have a lot of collections with various players and ambassadors and so on and so forth. And to this day, I still hold the NFTs. At some point, they were valued 10K combined. I could have sold them, but I'm just a big fan of the project. And the idea is to try and adapt the same strategy, the same methodology. Maybe through and if you guys take a look at the roadmap, there is a social, I'm going to say, social protocol that's going to happen somewhere in phase 4, community collaboration, but also a strategy session where through the value of NFTs, you're going to try and adopt more traction and more awareness from the people outside crypto by giving them some non-fungible tokens, which are NFTs, correlated with the Harry Potter franchise. And again, that's the aim. What that's going to do is create the same traction, at least in their minds. So, okay, I love the HP, man. I mean, whatever character or, scene from the movies you have, it's going to be different because, proprietary information, you need to make it your own, but also attract people so that they can start thinking, okay, so what is this? I mean, it's crypto. Never heard of crypto, but I know Harry Potter. Maybe there's something there. At least, if you get at least 40% of the 100 or 200 or whatever number of NFTs you're going to send out, if you get 40% attention, I guarantee that's going to be multiplied by so many X's, not in terms of value, but in terms of people interested in this particular project. That's the aim, all correlated with the marketing that's being done right now. In a couple of days, you're going to start seeing the calls. You're going to start seeing some viral contests that's going to happen and some Twitter spaces as well to go along with that.
That's amazing. Thank you very much, Alex, for that wonderful answer. It's been one of the most complete answers we had in here in the lounge when we talk about, post-launch marketing and the strategies. It's been like amazing. I think that everyone here listening has the same thought that I have right now. So one thing that you said that really makes me comfortable listening. There are more than one, but one of the main things that you said is it's the importance of Twitter. I'm glad that they know the importance of Twitter, because I always say that Twitter is king. You trend in Twitter, you make it. And that's great that you also mentioned that you can pay for Twitter trending, that works, of course, but nothing helps more than when you start trending organically in Twitter, when you start appearing in someone's timeline and stuff. So that's something that for me, when a project managed to do that, I can assure you that it's going to be successful. So that's actually pretty great. And also the networking part, where you were talking about, doing marketing in the right communities, in the right places, on the places that they have an organic community, that they are going to spread the word. Because one of great important marketing here, in this world that we are in, this niche of crypto pre-sale and stuff, is of course the marketing by mouth, the word by word spread. When someone says, hey, look at this project, and they start talking about the project in different lounges over Telegram and stuff. So that's actually, I'm really excited right now to hear all this, because they are taking the correct focus on marketing. So guys, like you just heard Alex, it's going to be like really massive. So thank you very much, Alex, for giving that explanation on the post-launch marketing. So
Of course, man.
to change a little bit more about the last question that I want to personally ask, because of course I have the tokenomics in front of me, and of course they're pretty simple to understand. I think that most of us already know how to read tokenomics, but there's one thing that is actually like really interesting to me, that it's about the percentage that is allocated for venture capital. So I heard that you said a little bit when we started, that there was going to be a venture capital, but I think that everyone would want to know, like, that 15% for the venture capital, like what's the plan for that? Like, is it there a venture capital going to come in and invest, and with that money they're going to promote? Like, how's that deal going to be?
Definitely, that's what kind of attracted a lot of eyes, and I'm gonna have to say congratulations to Pedro for that, because the way in which he again thought outside of the box for this one. I spoke to him, and you can also imagine I asked him, hey, listen, man, so let's talk about the tokenomics. Super simple. You got this into pre-sold, this into liquidity. You got the centralized exchange product block, which of course self-explanatory, is going to be used for the fast tracking of centralized exchanges. One of them, if not two of them, actually have been locked in, potentially the third one incoming. So they're moving super fast with this. What about the VC lock? What exactly does that mean? Because I'm going to say to the untrained eye, to people that are just finding out about the project, similar to me, as I was back a couple of days ago, it does look like you're going to allocate these funds. They're going to buy in, you're going to sell the tokens to them, so on and so forth. That's the general opinion. However, he said something that caught my attention. The venture capital is pretty much, let's call it maybe a non-traditional agreement, I'd like to call it. So this is how it's going to go. It's not a Panther or A16Z venture capital. It's a group of, I'm going to say roughly 30 people, all of them connected in various industries or niches affiliated with the cryptocurrency sector, that will support the development of the project. So imagine a group of 30 people who have good knowledge of trading, understand the benefit of a long-term, let's say, pump, right? So you're not looking to speculate, so it has 2x, let's sell. No. We're looking to push this to the highest levels, whatever that can be, right? Basically, the sky's the limit. Let's see where we can reach. But at the same time, we're getting these tokens as a, let's say, reward for the work that we're putting in. And what are we putting in? Media development, various campaigns of marketing, push towards platforms, engineering if need be, NFT development, various other, let's say, aspects in which you would need support from people that know what they're doing. So that's kind of the way in which he envisioned this. He gathered 30 people and he said, listen, I can offer this. It's not going to be a wallet, because usually with venture capitals, that's a main difference that I wanted to make. With VCs that, invest, you send the tokens to that particular VC, and that's it, to one wallet. And this one, Not the case. You're not looking at one investment. You're looking at various people that are going to support with the token development and with the full ecosystem build, because you're looking to build a NFT collection. You need the metadata integration. You need the listing fees. You need so many other. I mean, it's easy to develop it. It's more easy to get it well recognized. You're looking at a launch pad, but at the same time, you said it. You got Pixel. I mean, you don't want to mess with Pinkcell. You don't want to be their competitor. First of all,
Yeah,
hats off to Soul and the entire team. I believe
of course.
nobody can compete with them right now, without the shadow of a doubt. They brought too much innovation to the space. They're at a different level. And second, Pedro doesn't even want to be that competitor. He just wants to coexist by being something different, not something that would attract projects or take them away from Pinkcell. I mean, shit, we can do it together, right? That's the logic. And you need people that can support with that, because if one person can develop everything, oh, kudos, man, congratulations. But usually you need to delegate. Even at this particular moment, because people ask me, "Hey, listen, why are you talking? Why isn't Pedro there?" I mean, he usually is. First of all, if you guys check his profile, you can actually see everything. He's live. He did some stories today. I
Yeah,
don't
his
understand.
dogs.
Yeah, exactly. He's fully doxxed. I mean, he's not hiding. The thing is, he doesn't speak English to, let's say, to the level that I do, and more than that, usually with AMA/VC hosts, they have a different, and you can probably you can say the same thing, Jabet. You have a
Yeah, of
flow
course.
of conversation,
Mhm.
right? I mean, I'm expecting a lot of questions. I mean, I don't mind them. I embrace them. I kind of know how to answer them better because I'm prepared. I'm not saying I developed
Yeah,
the project better.
I
I know how
agree.
to showcase it better. It's part of the PR, right? That's why you have marketers. That's why you have CFOs, CEOs, CTOs, and so on and so forth. So that's kind of the way in which this is gonna be operated, and how basically how we close full circle. That's the VC part. It's called VC because he wanted to attract attention and to showcase to people that this group is kind of specifically chosen more in the benefit of the project, right? Their tokens, I mean, they can buy their own tokens if need be, but they have to be. It's like allocating team tokens. It's the same thing. He doesn't need them, but he took the liberty to delegate to these people, and he offered that small percentage of the reward.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Thank you very much, Alex, for the explanation. Because yeah, like you said, when an investor starts, doing a little bit research on a project, what you see is of course the tokenomics, and from the tokenomics part, everything was like completely easy to understand. There was nothing weird, except from the BC, venture capital. That's something that you don't see very much often in Pinkcell projects. So what was one of the things that caught my eye, but I knew that there was like a good explanation behind that. And I think that, yeah, like you said, it's very smart what he did. So I'm looking forward to how that's going to develop. So great. And by the other thing that you said, of course, Pedro will be here. Yeah, first of all, he doesn't speak English very well, and he also speaks Portuguese. That's great. I also speak Portuguese, so I exchanged a few a few words with him. So that was actually great. But yeah, of course,
You
being
better.
here
You
for
know better.
for yeah, exactly. So guys, of course, for the ones that don't know, but I think that everyone knows here, Alex here is like a legend on the BC field. He is the AMA, one of the AMA kings that we have here in the space. So it's actually great for a project owner to have him on his team. So actually that's something really important. But I think that I'm done with my questions. Alex, you answered them all perfectly, and not only that, you also explained with many detail a lot of things that of course maybe you don't see them on the website, on the white paper. They're more like insights that you can say because you're like part of the team, or representing the team, of course. But let's go with the community questions, guys. So if you want to ask a question, guys, let me just check. Raise your hand and I will unmute you. And it's not a surprise that we have like 1,000 hands raised up today, so I'm going to start. Let me do it like randomly. Here is Squid Grow. Squid Grow, you're unmuted. What's your question for today? Hey, Squid Grow. Are you there, bro?
Hello, sir.
Hey,
Hey
man.
man, how's it going?
Good. My question is, almost 78% of investors are focused purely on the price of token in short term instead of understanding the real value of the project. Could you please tell us on motivations and benefits for investors to hold your token in long term?
Of course, man. Of
Yep.
course. So to answer the question, I would have to go into so many details. But you know the point is this. Usually, when it comes to investors, I would say, and again, this is how I treat tokens. First of all, I ask myself, except for the potential value, I'm buying a token, I'm expecting 5x, 10x, whatever. Those are my expectations. Okay, what am I getting? Now, for this one, for example, just to give you guys a brief understanding, um, when it comes to exactly what you're getting, there are a couple of things that are up and coming. Okay, the DAO is basically allowing you to have a small, potentially maybe even bigger than that, influence in the development of the project. Of course, it's going to require you to hold a number of tokens, not disclosed yet because the token's not live yet. And they also want to have some sort of parity with the BSC and Ethereum value. They have to understand how to mix and match on those sides. Second thing would be, as I've said, the NFTs to be integrated to suit everyone. They're not requesting you, hey, listen, buy an NFT and you're gonna do something with it later or sell it, or no, they want to make sure as a company basically, right, that they're offering a product that you want to have. You're not forced into buying, you want to have. Third of all, at the moment, there's also going to be part of the 5%, part of the 5% tax on Ethereum. 1% is going to be reflection on the native token, and also I'm going to say 1% liquidity, marketing, buybacks, and burns, increasing your value through this particular deflationary system. Maybe more potentially to come in the long term, but for now, this would be, let's say, the contribution requested from the investors, and the rewards according to the participation. That's definitely the answer from my side. I don't know who asked it. I'm sorry, but thank you for the question.
Yeah, so Squid Grow, thank you very much for the question, and thank you very much, Alex, for that great answer. Let's go ahead. Let's see some member from my community. Let's unmute. We have Sam Murphy. Sam Murphy is allowed to speak. Hey, Sam, how's it going? You're allowed to ask your question.
Hey, Travis, it's going good as always.
Hey, nice to see you, man.
And hey, Alex, it's a really pleasure, man, to talk to you. Been hearing a lot about you in the future launch. So it's great to have you.
Hey,
here.
Sam. Hey, likewise. Thanks for the kind words, man.
Okay. Alex, I think a couple of time back, I think you and Drybit were discussing regarding as already your project was successful on BSC chain, but still you proceeded with ETH chain. So doesn't that cause impact on the BSC investors?
You would,
and lose the charm?
Yeah, go ahead. Ask your question and then I'm going to answer.
Yes. Doesn't that lose the charm of BSC investors because it was performing very well? I think it was growing 30 plus X and still it's growing good. So was it required to build the utility, or do you have a doubt that BSC might lose its charm because SEC is behind Binance from past 2 months? So just we need some clarification regarding this because a lot of projects are diverting the BSC projects to ETH. So just a clarification regarding this.
Of course, man. Of course. I'm gonna say that's actually a good question. But
Great
also
question.
yeah, indeed, a great question, and also a good observation. I did mention this, Sam, in the beginning when initially when I was approached by Pedro, and he said, the history, we've been live on BSC. Without looking at the chart, I kind of thought the same. Oh, so you're failing and then you're trying to raise more money and this is going to impact. However, if you take a look exactly at what you said and you kind of reshuffle in your mind, I personally, this is what I did. I came to this conclusion. You're doing amazing on BSC. However, and not because of the SEC following Binance, that's a whole different topic, but I'm going to say this. Once you're the biggest, baddest fish in the sea, people are going to come after you. It makes sense. Trust me, if it was Coinbase or if it would have been any other exchange, they would have followed that. But at the moment, Binance has monopoly. It's obviously they would have to follow them to try and centralize a bit of the funds. That's why you're seeing Binance is paying this tax, Binance is paying that, because people want to get a portion of that, and then they're going to be they're going to be somehow satisfied. That taken aside, again, this is my humble opinion, but taking that aside, it has no impact on BSC because you're coexisting. Now, at some point, sooner or later, BSC has a cap. It just so happens. Think about it this way. Why didn't Pepe, why didn't Shiba, why didn't Doge, why didn't Floki, why didn't any other token launch first on BSC and they went straight to Ethereum? What's the logic there? I mean, aren't we the same traders? I have an Ethereum wallet, of course, but there are some people, I don't know who they are, because if I were, I probably wouldn't be hosting anymore. I would be in the Bahamas or something. I don't know who they are, but they're wealthy people. I'm not looking at, a couple of $100,000s. We're looking at tens of millions of dollars, active traders. Some wallets have been leaked. And if you can actually research them and you're seeing the trades that they're making, those are not intended trades. Those are marketing purposes, in my opinion, for you guys to be able to trade as well based on those. Oh, let's follow this, this wallet because he's a whale. Makes sense. But to answer your question from, again, my perspective, it's only going to boost the confidence up. Because, and again, this is just a pure logic, different wallets on Ethereum never traded on BSC. Firstly, because they don't see the benefit. I'm already here and I'm sustaining. There's a separate value. There's a liquidity pool far beyond what BSC can offer. And those are facts. Opening whole different doors as compared to BSC. BSC is good for a startup business. I'm not going to lie. If I were to ever develop something, I would start with BSC. But if I'm aiming, as I was saying initially, for something bigger, ETH is at the moment, ETH is where you want to go. Could it be dethroned by, I don't know, Optimism, Arbitrum, whatever? Maybe. But so far, you're looking at the majority of people trading on BSC because of the taxes. As a mental exercise, I'm going to say this. If Ethereum had the same taxes as BSC, I'm going to say we probably would have seen a massive shift over to Ethereum. I don't know why, maybe just because of the trend. But yeah, I think it's only going to have a positive impact. And even if you take a look since a couple of days ago when they announced the pre-sale, usually you would see people selling on BSC on a 30x profit, man. I mean, you would sell even if a portion of it or all of it just to have the funds to trade on Ethereum. Well, on the opposite, actually, the chart went up. People purchased the pre-sale instantly. And that to me kind of says, we have confidence, we have faith, and it can move in great directions on both chains. Again, that's just my opinion, of course.
Oh, as expected. That was the best response and impressive. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thanks as well, Sam, for interaction.
Thank you very much, Sam. And yeah, Sam, I agree with you, man. That was one impressive answer. Alex, you rocked with that, man. That was great. So
Thanks,
let's see who else wants to ask a question. We still have a lot of hands raised, but we don't have much time left. So let's see which I know they're going to be good questions. Let's see here. Where is Sir BSC? Sir BSC, you're allowed to speak.
Guys.
Hey.
Yeah, my question goes like this. I don't know if the NFT marketplace is live yet.
What?
Is that it?
Yes, if you can mint your NFTs now. Is it live?
Oh, no. The NFTs cannot be minted yet. And to answer that, it's I'm going to say it's a work in progress because I said this in the beginning of the AMA. The NFTs are not entitled just, for a collection revolving around the HP franchise and kind of be done with it. They want to make sure that into the DAO, into the Launchpad, into the pure value of the NFT collection, but also expansion towards people outside of the crypto, you have what it takes to launch that collection. Until they figure that out, and when I say until, I'm not looking at a couple of months or a couple of years. Personally, I'm going to say It's just a matter of time until they fully disclose what they plan to do with the NFTs. And not sure, I'm going to say not sure right now, and neither does the team, if they want to launch their own, let's say, minting on the website or platform, or if they want to go straight up with OpenSea, or maybe with another one if there is. More to come on the NFT side, Sir BSC.
Great.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much, Sir BSE, for that question. I think that everyone wants to know more about it. There are still a lot of NFT enthusiasts, to be honest. I was once in my past, now I'm not so much, but I know that there are still many people that really like NFT technology and NFT art collections and stuff. So if the NFTs have utilities, that's something that I actually really like. But Alex, are you okay for one more question? The last one?
Yes, brother. Yes. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's go. The last question, and this is tough because there's a lot of people raising their hands, but I'm going to give priority. Let's see who. I was about to unmute AI, but I don't see him. So let's go with Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you're allowed to speak. The last question of the session, man.
Good evening once again, guys.
Hey, Emmanuel.
Cheers, buddy.
Good evening. Thank you very much. My question is from the white paper. I see that you'll be doing some CSR. That means corporate social responsibility. So I'll quote from the white paper now. Through corporate social responsibility, we strive to make a positive difference in the world. We want to promote financial education, support relevant social causes, and contribute to sustainable development. So in my little knowledge of business, there has to be a physical location where the company is based, and the responsibility will be done in that locality. So do you have a physical company building?
That's a very that's a very interesting question. Not at the moment. I'm gonna say not at the moment. And I'm not 100% sure that's coming from me because honestly nobody else asked this particular question. I'm not sure if they're planning to develop one. I don't. And again, I'm not a developer or a product owner, but I don't know if it's actually needed at the moment. So again, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it's not in the foreseeable, let's say, plans.
Great.
Okay, so how do they plan on going about the corporate social responsibilities? How do they plan on executing the responsibilities? Do you understand that?
Honestly, I would have to ask you if you can direct me because maybe I've missed it. Where exactly did you read that particular portion so that I can understand what you're referring to when you say CSR?
Yes, I'll drop a screenshot on the group now.
Yeah, the question I got, I'm a bit familiar with the CSR, but I'm trying to understand because you said you read this on the white paper, right?
Yeah. I've sent a screenshot to the group.
Okay, let me take a look. Give me just 1 second. I'm on my phone right now. Am I not in the group? Can I not see?
Yes.
Give me just 1 second. I'm not leaving until I see this particular section.
Let me see it. It's on. Oh, okay. I think I found it.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Okay, so you're looking at the vision and the mission of the.
Yeah, exactly. The mission.
Yeah. I got the question. I mean, if we're taking literally like the CSR as it's called, the corporate social responsibility, that's not only, and this is my humble understanding of the corporate responsibility, pretty much helping the so-called company or up and coming company to kind of be financially equitable and accountable, right? But because we're looking at crypto, we're looking not at from my perspective, we're not taking this literally. Okay, we need to develop a corporate headquarter and go from there. it's actually a business model that I can agree upon. But according to my understanding, it's not involving a direct physical location. Correct me if I'm wrong, Emmanuel.
All right, all right. Yes, it's true. It doesn't need a physical location actually. So how do
If,
they
if,
plan on?
if I were to answer the question, how exactly are they planning, exactly as you said, to
Yes,
establish this particular social responsibility?
yes, yes,
Mainly,
yes.
it doesn't apply because it has more values, right? Now, the first one that applies directly to this is pretty much taking literally moral values. Now, when I say moral values, I'm talking about a responsibility that Pedro has towards the so-called, if you want to talk in corporate terms, stakeholders, which would mean you guys as investors, right? Now, his
Yes.
his moral values and responsibilities so far, if you ask me, have been met. He did put into transparency everything that he has to let's say to say and to do with the token on both sides, what's about to happen. Everything was clean and transparent. So that particular one is supporting the social responsibility. But there's also one more factor, which, in my opinion, is kind of the bread and butter of the social responsibility, which is the financial equity side. Now, when it comes to the financial side, not only he's been clean and transparent, he operated in exactly the correct manner. Again, this is coming from my side, right? I don't have Pedro next to me. And why do I say this? Look at the cross chain. Usually, what you see is you launch on BSC, you don't do that well, or you do, and suddenly, out of nowhere, you move everything, you lock the funds in, you pull in the liquidity and move to Ethereum without actually asking your
Yeah.
community. This is not the case. So from a financial point of view, the responsibility has been taken. Now, I know usually with CSR, there may be some, I don't know, I believe it's philanthropic
Yeah.
aspects. Not the case. I mean, we're not talking about that one. We're not talking about an eco-friendly environmental system. Only these two, I would say, if I recall the college lessons, only these two can support the CSR in this particular manner.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. So
Thank you very
the way
much,
it is
Emmanuel.
run, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Well, Alex, I think that's it, man. It was one of the most informative AMAs that we have here at the lounge. I personally want to thank you very, very much for having you here. For me, I need to tell the truth. It's a pleasure for me to have you here. Hosting you right now, it's like something really important to me. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being this past hour explaining the project with so much level of detail. That's just amazing. And I'm gonna give you the last words just for the closing statement you want to say for the 88 participants that are right here. And it's all yours, the microphone.
Well, first of all, my man, to you and to your wonderful community, I'm going to say thanks. Thanks for having me. Thanks for allowing me to present the project. Definitely first appreciate this first interaction. Hopefully, many more to come after this one.
For sure, man.
We're probably gonna have to DM a bit in regards to this close collaboration, because I love the lounge. Good people, good opportunities to answer questions. Took me by surprise. Some of the questions actually super clean, especially the Emmanuel one with the CSR. Man, memories come to mind from the from the management courses, but still, hopefully you guys took something good out of the project. I'm gonna remind you guys the launch is tomorrow, and we're gonna have to go from there. Both chains, we're probably gonna have some good progress. And remember, the best way to keep in touch with the project, join their Telegram. If you need to DM someone in regards to the project, you can DM me as well. I don't mind, but you have to bear with me because usually I get a lot of DMs per day. And until we get to talk next time, drive it into your community. Thanks a lot. It was a true pleasure, and wishing you guys a great rest of your day.
That's amazing. Thank you very much, Alex. I think everyone here at the Crypto Launch have to thank Alex. Guys, drop down a message here on the lounge saying thank you, Alex, because it's been a wonderful AMA. Thanks God it's recorded. It's going directly to YouTube. So it's been a pleasure for me hosting. Remember, guys, I do this out of passion. Like my passion is being here, meeting all these great, smart people. Alex is definitely one of them. So once again, guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for spending 1 hour of your day to learn more about this great project. And guys, remember, launch is tomorrow, and this has a track record of success. So guys, if you like this, don't miss out the launch. And that's it, guys. I'm going to close the BC and see you tomorrow for more AMAs, guys. Bye-bye.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Take care. Bye for now.